Thank you for all our distinguished speakers. And now we would like to give a little bit of souvenir.
Mr. Nikhil to give a vote of thanks and conclude the event.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a long, long, long afternoon, I'm sure, for most of you. Pretty much at the fag end of it, so just bear with me for a couple of minutes, and we should all be joining outside soon. On behalf of the entire organizing team of DSAT, KPIT, and Oracle, I would like to thank Chief Guest for coming over and gracing us with your presence. Thanks a lot. I would also like to thank the guests, all the speakers, for coming over and sharing your insights. It's been extremely good, and it's been, I think, fairly insightful from the perspective, because it's very rare when you get an event where there's so many different perspectives. I mean, typically you would walk into an event and it would be either software, or it would be process, or it would be HR, or it would be one of those topics, right? It's been a very interesting mix here. We had systems being spoken about, we had aspects around the HR side of things, the people side of things, we had the regulatory aspects been coming into the play. So it's a fairly good mix, coupled with a lot of very interesting experiences that were shared during that time. I just want to take a couple of minutes and just look at this topic here. And we talk about paradigm shift, and we spoke a lot about AEC 2015, right? Now, what is driving AEC 2015? Now, what's going to happen, really? I mean, it's essentially a regulatory change, or a change that a set of governments are coming together and saying we're going to do something about, right? So it's that one particular change that is driving this whole initiative. And what typically happens in a change environment is the successful ones innovate. And that's a big thing. Successful companies would innovate during a moment of change. Now, innovation can happen two ways. It can be by accident, or it can be by design. I'll give you an example of innovation by accident. I don't know, all of you heard of the Post-it notes. But do you know that it was actually an accident? The guys in 3M actually set out to develop the strongest bond ever possible, the strongest adhesive ever possible. Guess what they came up with? So when they started testing it, it never stuck. It was like the easiest thing that you could pull out, and it was utter failure. But interestingly, the good thing about that failure was somebody had the foresight to say, but this has got a very different application, because when I stick it somewhere, unlike traditional adhesives, it doesn't leave a residue. Voila. Post-it was born, right? That is innovation, but that was innovation by accident. And trust me, not many of those succeed, because when it's accidental, we don't even know it's an innovation in the first place. Then you come to innovation by design. That is, I am having the foresight to say, I'm going to change things and innovate to take advantage of change in a certain fashion. Obviously, the one that everybody knows about would be iPhone. Now, phones always existed. What was great about it, right? Mobile phones always existed. But what was very innovative about what Steve Jobs did was, he did away with something that was very basic in a phone: buttons. He said, I'm going to have a phone with one button. That's it. Now, what it made the designers do is to innovate on the user interface and make it in such a way that there are no buttons. That was the innovation. But that innovation was driven, that was like by design. Steve Jobs wanted it done that way, right? So that's the innovation by design. Now, where we are today is essentially at that point. The key takeaway is very simple. As organizations, whether you are a shipper or whether you're a logistics provider or in any other business, it's a very simple thing. do you want to be on the innovation by design or innovation by accident mode? And if you're in the innovation by design mode, this is the time you start. Because by the time 2015 comes up, cross-border trade is going to open up, boundaries are going to fall. Suddenly, you are not constrained by that one boundary, nor are your suppliers, nor is your competition, right? And that's the difference. So you start now, you plan better, and we are there as a group out here to help support you in those initiatives in whatever shape or form we can be part of it, right? Lastly, I want to thank all of you for having the patience and being an extremely appreciative audience. Really appreciate that. I know it's a fairly diverse blend of topics, but really appreciate you for staying along. And thanks a lot once again for coming over. My final vote of thanks goes to the team from DSAT who's put up this wonderful event. I think there's a lot of hard work that's gone in to get this whole thing together. So I would like a round of applause for that team as well. Thanks once again, and I look forward to seeing all of you outside soon. Thank you.